Hello, this is Jordan Clark from the Backyard Bucketlist, and today we're going to be comparing the Osprey Poco, the Minimeis, and the OE Carrier to help you decide which one is right for your family. Hope you enjoy. So before we get started, each of these bags have their pros and their cons, and depending on what kind of lifestyle you have is going to depend on which bag you want. So hopefully by the end of this video, you'll be able to understand which bag will meet your needs and your lifestyle by the end. So the first thing we're gonna look at is weight. So the heaviest out of the three is the Osprey Poco. And the reason for this is because it's also the most heavy duty, used for a lot of hikes. You have this stand that you can use to sit your child down when they are not on your back. So this one, the Osprey Poco, comes in at 7.7 pounds. Next up is the OE Carrier, which comes in at 4.5. This is kind of like the hybrid between the Osprey Poco and your Minimeis. So at 4.5 pounds, it is about half the weight of the Osprey Poco. Last, or in first place for the lightest back, is the Minimeis, and this comes in at 2.2 pounds. This is the most portable out of the three, but also you'll find out later on long-term endurance doesn't quite compare to the other two carriers. So next is portability. So first off is the Minimeis. This one is very portable. I love this because you can fold it up in this very compact, throw it underneath your shoulder, throw it in your trunk so you can easily have it with you at all times. And when you're ready to use it, you just fold it out and it's ready to go on your shoulders, similar to some of the other carriers. So portability, Minimeis is great. Next on the list is the OE Expedition Carrier. You can tell it's pretty thin for the most part. You do have this backpack down here that you can remove to make it even thinner and more portable. And similar to the Minimeis, you're able to take the top area, fold it up, and then fold it down. That way it gets more compact like the Minimeis. And last on portability is the Osprey Carrier. Again, this one is built for more for hikes, heavy duty, sturdy. Definitely the largest out of all three backpacks. So the winner for this section is obviously the Minimeis, then the OE Carrier, and the last, the Osprey Poco. Next is comfort. So in my opinion, the winner on this section is the OE Carrier. The reason for that is kind of going back to, it is the second lightest, lighter than the Osprey. And you also have these nice cushion padding that goes on your shoulders, around the front of your chest. And just like the Osprey, you have the waistband that gives you that nice support around your waist, taking a lot of the stress off your shoulders, which makes it very comfortable to wear. And while they're similar in design, the Osprey and the OE Carrier, I think because it is lighter than the Osprey, it is more comfortable as initially when you put it on. That being said, the Osprey is also very comfortable. You have these very heavy duty straps on here. You have this mesh padding throughout the back with some air and separation, so when you're on long hikes you get some breathing room to alleviate sweating for hikes. Mentioned before, you also have the waistband to give you some more support, so when wearing it, it is very comfortable. And then lastly is the OE Carrier, which does have very cushioned shoulders. They're a little more stiff, a little more solid to hold the child in place. As far as winners for this section, I would have to give it to the OE Carrier, and then close behind is the Osprey, and then third is the Minimeis Carrier. Next is endurance, and I feel like endurance and comfortability are a little bit different. Comfortability is your initial comfort when wearing it for short term, but endurance, how long can you wear the carrier for before you get tired and your shoulders start hurting from the extra weight from a child on your back or your shoulders. This is where the Osprey thrives. Again, it's very well built, heavy duty, built for long distance hiking. And because of that, Endurance wise, you're able to have the child on your back for longer periods of time, which makes it great for what it's built for hiking. The OE carrier is in second place. You're able to, again, carry the child for quite some time. You have the extra support from the waistbands. And because of that, if you like to go to the zoo or to parks, different things where you may not want to carry something as big as the Osprey, it's a great second option to have that endurance as well. The Minimeis, compact, small size, and because there is no extra support from the waist, you only have the shoulders supporting yourself, which they do give a little support around the chest area of the clip that goes and connects over here, which does help, but built more for short-term experiences before you start feeling it on your shoulders. So for endurance, we're going to have to give it to the Osprey, second place the OE carrier, and in last place the Minimeis carrier. Next is functionality. The OE carrier gives you lots of different functions while you're using it. It gives you a backpack that you can store stuff. I love that you can clip it on and off and easily take it off when you don't want. That functionality is great, so you can make it lightweight, give the backpack to somebody else, they can carry it while you're using it. Also, I am 6'4", and one of the great functions about this carrier is whether you're tall or you're on the shorter side, you're able to adjust the carrier by removing these poles down here, and you can adjust the height. These different notches they have built in place. And if you want to see more of a full review on this carrier, I have a link down below that'll go over more of the functions of this great backpack. Next is the Osprey, which you have great functionality for when you're out and about. I love the kickstand that you can put it down, your kid's secure, and you know they're not going anywhere. You are able to collapse this a little bit closer when you're not using it, and then when your kid is ready to go inside, you're able to pull it out and clip it in so it's nice and secure. And then depending on how big your child is, they can either sit in here without any restraints, or if they're on the smaller side. When we first got this, our child was less than a year old. They were able to go within these over the arm secure belts, clip it in, and that way they're more secure while you're going on your hike as a family. And one of the differences between this carrier and the OE and the Minimeis is you have these foot straps that your kid's foot will sit in. For the OE and the Minimeis, the straps are a little different. The legs, instead of the feet, will strap to the carrier and they just kind of feel secure. Lastly is the Minimeis carrier, and just mentioned before, you have the straps to lock them in. You have the chest strap to give you extra support. It goes right in the shoulders, really compact, so when you're not using it, you can fold it like this, throw it down wherever you want. So the functionality of the Minimeis is simple, compact, and for easy storage. For functionality, I would have to give first to the Minimeis, just some different options they give and the options to take off the backpack when not needed. Close seconds was the Osprey carrier, and then in third place was the Minimeis carrier for functionality. Ease of setup. So let's talk about the Minimeis. As you can tell, it's small, it's compact, not a lot to it. Because of that, the Minimeis is very easy to set up, to get going, whatever activity you're doing. Next is the Osprey, and even though it's bigger, you gotta lug it out. So for the Osprey, the first thing I do is I take the metal pole and I pull it out like that, put it down, then you're able to put the kid in. And what I like about that is while the kid is secure in there, I'm able to grab my miscellaneous stuff, get situated. While the kid is secure, he's not running around or trying to figure out what he's doing. Once I'm ready to go, then I just lift him up and put him on my shoulders, which is great and ready to go. The OE carrier is pretty simple to put on as well. You just put on your back and you can add your child similar to the Minimeis carrier. But keep in mind, if you're sharing this backpack with people that are two different heights, it is going to be a longer setup time, as you do have to adjust those metal poles down below to adjust for the height of whoever's wearing it. Because of that, the setup can be a little bit tedious and time consuming, but as long as it's just the same person wearing it all the time, just like the others, it's very easy and very short setup time. So the winner for ease of setup is the Minimeis. In second place is the Osprey, and in third place is the OE carrier. Next is price, and just so you know, the Osprey Poco that we have, this is an older version. They currently discontinued this one, but they have a new Poco that has some new updates on it. The new one is going for $290. Next, you have the OE Child Carrier, which is coming in at $169. Then you have the Minimeis, which is coming in at $149. So the winner in price is the Minimeis, then the OE Carrier, and then the Osprey. So as you can see, each of these carriers have their own pros and cons. Hopefully by watching this, you can understand which carrier has the right functionality for your lifestyle and for your needs. There isn't a perfect backpack. There's just a perfect backpack for you and your family based upon what you need. If you found this video helpful, make sure to give it a like and make sure to subscribe if you want to see more videos that help you make memories of your family. Hope you guys have a great day, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.